Jorge Garcia. Right now we are going to begin with our women's competition. The women begin with the vault. You are looking at Brandy Johnson as she prepares her warm-up. We had a chance to talk with her earlier. Now, you will recall that Brandy Johnson won the American Cup. Wasn't that long ago that she proved herself to be one of the best American gymnasts around. She outdistanced Olya Dudnik of the Soviet Union. Olya Dudnik was considered to be a favorite, but now it's Brandy Johnson who carries the crown. She talked to us about being number one.
As in the title of being the top gymnast in America, I will gladly take on that title, but I just let my gymnastics, I don't focus on being the number one gymnast in the United States. I just focus on doing my routines the best I can. If I happen to do that, then that's fine.
And Brandy Johnson, if you saw the opening of our telecast, she was the top all-around finisher at the 1988 Olympic Games in Seoul, Korea. So she is really positioning herself to be America's premier gymnast. She is just 15 years of age. You can see her height and weight, and she competes in Florida.
This is her first of two vaults. She'll take the best score of the two. Wow. What can you say? She is so strong. In fact, she's very well known for her powerful tumbling and vaulting skills, but she's really developed into a really fine all-around gymnast. This is a Yurchenko vault laid out with a full, good push, good clean form in the air, and an excellent landing. What can you say about that?
If you were her coach, what would you be saying to her when she does her second vault?
To tell you the truth, she's more powerful than that. She didn't get the rebound and the block off the horse that she normally gets. Although it was an outstanding vault, she can even do it better.
She is coached by Kevin and Rita Brown of Brown's Gymnastics. Her score for that first vault was 9.925. Now, in women's gymnastics, it is the higher of the two vault that will count. They are not averaged together. So if she can better that mark of 9.925, which is going to be tough to do. But you say she can do better.
She can do it. She has posted the number up by where she's vaulting, 491. That means that she's going to do the same vault again. A perfect vault here, of course, can score a perfect 10 because this vault is valued at a 10. Some vaults aren't valued at maximum scores of 10. Some are only 9.7, 9.8, 9.9 maximum. This can be a perfect 10. That was better. Oh, one hop on the landing, but she had good height and much better distance from the horse. She is so powerful.
A congratulatory hug from her coach, Kevin Brown.
It's the same vault. She's going to round off here, go back onto the horse. A little better block, but certainly much more distance from the horse. But you can say one big hop is going to be a deduction. Not a big deduction, though, because this is still incredible stuff. Once again, round off, and you see she goes backwards onto the horse, lay out full. I've seen her do it better.
That vault received a score of 9.825, and the first vault, which was higher, the 9.925, is the one that will count. And that really sets up a tough challenge for Karen Tierney. We should add that that was a record in this single elimination format. Earlier, we had a chance to speak with young Karen Tierney. She's just 15 years of age. She hasn't had much gymnastics experience, but she spoke about this format.
I think it will show who the strongest gymnasts are and what they're able to do by competing each day.
And how do you think you're going to fare?
I think I'll do pretty good. I'm paired with Brandy Johnson, and she's the best in the United States, so it's going to be kind of a great challenge.
And a tough challenge it is with the record-setting performance of Brandy Johnson. Again, the earlier record was 9.90. It was held by Diane Durham back in 1982. She had set the standard for this meet. And now that record has been broken. Let's see what Karen Tierney can do.
This is going to be a vault called a tucked queer vault. Pretty nice. That's better than I saw her warming it up. She has to be pleased with that one.
Her coach is Stormy Eaton. You can see him there in the background.
This is a vault where she's going to do a handspring onto the horse, going straight, half turn, and then a tucked back flip. Very high. One little problem on the landing. She'll try and stick that landing, of course, on the second vault. She'll be doing the same vault again. Handspring. Good, clean form. That is a very difficult vault to hold good, tight leg form on, but she did a good job.
Posted 9.65.
And the score for the first vault was 9.65.
Once again, she's going to do the tucked queer vault, same vault, which has a value of 9.9. He'll try to stick it. Good job. How about that? Good block that time, good clean form, and that time she found the landing.
So that should get a little bit higher score than the 9.65 she received for her first vault.
She has good speed here, and right here, boom, a little better block gets her a little higher so she can drop straight down on the landing rather than over-rotating. Different from what we've seen Brandy do. Brandy went backwards onto the horse. Karen went forward onto the horse, handspring, half turn, tuck back, and she's pleased with that one.
And it is 9.625.
And that vault was scored a little bit less than the first vault. It was a 9.625. The first one was a 9.650. It is the first vault. That will count in the score. Again, the score she wanted to beat was 9.925. We are continuing now with the men's rotation. We will send you back over to our competitors, Jeff Lutz and Lance Ringnahl. They are now at the pommel horse. And you are looking at Jeff Lutz.
If there's one event where a wrist injury is going to show up for Jeff Lutz, it could be here on the pommel horse, because there's an incredible amount of strain on the wrist, because at any given, right away, he had trouble there. You can see that he grabbed his wrist.
Yes,
it looks like it's
he's trying not to favor it, but he might have just pinched it just wrong.
On the pommel horse, of course, you're supporting just on the hands, and you're alternating back and forth. So at any given moment, you're only on one hand at any given moment. So you're switching back and forth. And I'm sure, yeah, he's having a real hard time here. It's unfortunate because you know he's in pain, and he hasn't been able to train on the pommel horse sufficiently to get prepared for this competition.
And unfortunately, the pommel horse is an event where you just get no relief. And he can certainly put the weight on the other hand, but that's for a split second. He just gets no chance to rest it.
There's a handstand on the end into the middle. You can see here he's doing single leg work. Those are called scissors. Yeah, this is awfully tough on him. Oh, wow, that's a pretty nice dismount, considering he's had trouble. Yeah, there was a hop to a handstand on the end. That's tough stuff.
So Jeff Lutz with a couple of falls. Tough break.
Right from the beginning, he didn't get a good solid push, and you know he's favoring his wrist. And pommel horse is a very difficult event anyway. I think it's the most difficult of all of the men's events. It's very tricky, and when you're having wrist problems, you're already asking for trouble. Although he did have trouble early, this is a really nice move. A hop to a handstand on the end. It takes good swing and a tremendous amount of strength. Good finish.
Jeff Lutz, 5 feet 5 inches tall, born in Houston, Texas, currently lives in Fort Worth, Texas, wants to go back to the University of Oklahoma and continue training there. And the score, unfortunately, for Jeff Lutz is a 7.8.
That's just about going to run him out of this head-to-head format, because Lance has a little breathing room now, certainly.
Lance Ringnahl also will compete on the pommel horse.
Lance has a really interesting dismount. He does a backflip off the horse. It's pretty interesting to see.
You're talking about the breathing room that he needs. 7.7 is all he needs up here, and obviously he'll do better than that unless he has a couple of major falls.
Backmore mount. Look at a good extension of the body. Nice handwork as he travels across the horse. And we cut what we call longitudinal travels. Oh, a little trouble there. He's struggling a little bit on one of those travels to the end. There's a handstand in the middle. A little short. He does that a little higher normally. Oh, had trouble on the scissor. That's an easy move. You shouldn't give up points there. And there's that dismount. A piked back off. Interesting finish.
Yeah, caught me by surprise. Even though you warned us, it was a unique dismount.
He really had a little trouble there. He's doing these travels. You can see here he reaches up, and he's going to go all the way across the horse in a major form break there. But he's a tough kid. He really pulls this out and fights to get back in position.
Do you think he over-relaxed after Jeff Lutz's performance?
It's possible. Certainly, big finish here with the pike backflip. That's a really neat move. There's only a few guys that do that, and none of them do it in a pike position. It's a unique way to get off the pommel horse.
Well, at the 1988 Winter Nationals held in Colorado Springs, Lance Ringnold finished first in the all-around. So he likes it here in Colorado, and for his pommel horse routine, he received a 9.60. He's easily ahead of Jeff Lutz.